Steph Curry has the best shot of winning the MVP on the Warriors. Today, we're bringing on all 30 teams to see which surprising players could realistically take home the MVP. And trust me, some of these names will shock you. Starting with the Lakers. Anthony Davis has quietly been the best two-way player over the last 2 years, with him playing a career-high 76 games last year. With LeBron aging, in order for the Lakers to compete in the West, AD has to be at an MVP level. And with JJ Redick encouraging him to shoot more threes, he's in prime position to secure it. The Boston Celtics. Jayson Tatum. After winning his first championship and a gold medal in the summer, Tatum has gotten constant ridicule by fans. But after an offseason working on his jumper, he's more motivated than ever to silence the haters and prove he belongs in a top 5 discussion. Phoenix Suns, Devin Booker. Coming off his second gold medal where he played the best basketball of his life, Booker's going to the Suns season a new player. And even though they have KD, whether or not Booker is going to step into the role as a leader and best player in the Suns is going to decide how far they go in the playoffs. OKC Thunder, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Shai has averaged 30 points over the last 2 seasons and led the Thunder to the first seed in a stacked West. And with an improved team with the acquisitions of Alex Caruso and Isaiah Hartenstein, his team success along with his individual stats should be enough to get him over the top. Dallas Mavericks, Luka Doncic. Luka's probably had the best statistical start to a career since LeBron James, but he has never won an MVP yet. After his longest playoff run where he made it to the finals, his team has added depth in Klay Thompson, and it should be the year he finally gets it. Minnesota Timberwolves, Anthony Edwards. Amen had a breakout playoffs where he literally looked like Michael Jordan's seed. And with Cat being traded, the offense is completely running through him now. The Denver Nuggets, Nikola Jokic. No lengthy explanations needed. This nigga's just raw. And with the team's roster downgrade over the years, I expect Joker to put up crazy stats this season. The New York Knicks, Jalen Brunson. Brunson is the best Knicks player since Patrick Ewing. After averaging 29 and leading his team to the playoffs, the Knicks upgraded their roster and traded for Cat and Bridges. If Brunson can repeat his personal stats and lead the Knicks to a top 3 seed, he will win the MVP. The Philadelphia 76ers, Tyrese Maxey. Maxey's going to be the go-to guy with Joel Embiid load managing in the regular season. After averaging 26, his opportunity should increase greatly. And with the acquisition of Paul George, a top 3 seed should be easily attainable in the East. The Milwaukee Bucks, Damian Lillard. People forget that Dame Lillard was once the go-to guy on multiple playoff teams. And after a pretty disappointing first season with the Bucks, a bounce-back season is in order. In order to win the MVP and the championship, he's going to have to take on the Chris Middleton closing role, which should give him plenty of opportunity to show he's still a top guard. New Orleans Pelicans, Zion Williamson. Zion is in the best shape he's been in since college, and with the Pelicans not having a center, the paint should be wide open for him to dominate. And not to mention the acquisition of DeJounte Murray, this team should be in prime position to have a great playoff seed. Sacramento Kings, De'Aaron Fox. Fox is looking for a contract extension, and after a disappointing season after making the playoffs for the first time in 17 years 2 years ago, can the addition of DeRozan be enough to get them into the playoffs in a tough Western Conference? Memphis Grizzlies, Ja 38 Baby Morant. Ja has had a year from hell. He missed the majority of this season due to a suspension and injuries, yet before all this, Ja was in prime position to be the face of the league. The talent is there, but team success and availability is going to decide his fate. The Indiana Pacers, Tyrese Halliburton. Halliburton averaged 25 and 13 before his hamstring injury, and even after, he led them to the conference finals. A year of chemistry with Siakam and a #1 seed could be all it takes for him to win the MVP. The Cleveland Cavaliers, Donovan Mitchell. Mitchell has signed his long-term contract with the Cavs and is the go-to guy. The team needs the younger players to step up, but if they get a higher seed, he could win the MVP. The Orlando Magic, Paolo Banchero. Paolo led the Magic to the playoffs last year, and now that the team has finally added shooting in KCP, I expect a strong playoff push. The Houston Rockets, Jalen Green. Green is on the most interesting team in the NBA, very reminiscent of last year's Thunder team, which was full of great young players. Can Green take the same leap Shai did and lead this team to a playoff spot? San Antonio Spurs, Victor Wembanyama. Wemby averaged 22 and 11 his rookie year and was second in Defensive Player of the Year voting, all while playing with incompetent teammates, but with the acquisition of Chris Paul, there should be no reason he can't lead the league in scoring next year. Los Angeles Clippers, James Fear the Beard Harden. Harden is turning back the clock, and with Kawhi out indefinitely, I'm expecting Harden to score no less than 28 a night. On the other hand, the team is going to be off, so Harden should get as many shots as he wants. The Charlotte Hornets, LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball has had a Steph Curry start to his career, and the jury is still out on whether he can be the top player on a championship team. However, if he stays healthy this year and shows his true potential, I believe he can be a better scoring version of Tyrese Halliburton. Toronto Raptors, RJ Barrett. RJ is back home, and after a disappointing summer in the Olympics, he's more motivated than ever. Scottie was a close second, however, his inability to create his own shot hinders his chances. Chicago Bulls, Lonzo Ball. Lonzo has finally returned from injury after 2 years, and many people forget the level of player he actually is. If Lonzo could take this roster to the playoffs and put up similar numbers to Tyrese Halliburton, his case for MVP would be amazing. The Detroit Pistons, Cade Cunningham. Cade has been left for dead on the Pistons, but they have finally revamped the offense around him, adding shooting. If Cade can take the next step statistically and get the Pistons to the playoffs, he could win the MVP. The Portland Trailblazers, DeAndre Ayton. Ayton averaged 22 points and 12 rebounds post All-Star break. Although the addition of Donovan Clingan may hinder his stats, if Ayton can add 3 more points and average 25 and 12, he might be an appealing trade asset to a winning team and boost his MVP chances. Utah Jazz, Lauri Markkanen. Lauri just signed a new contract to stay with the Jazz. He'll have the offense running completely through him, but the lack of team success could hurt his chances of the MVP push. The Washington Wizards, Jordan Poole. Poole's had a terrible last 2 years. Aside from being punched in the face, he is now the Stockton a full leader. But an offseason of work and another year as the lead guard could change that. Brooklyn Nets, Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas might go on an all-time low efficiency, high-scoring season, but even that might not be enough.